Good evening, everybody. This is Tuesday, the May the 14th, 2019 Board of Mayor and Aldermen. Tonight, we're going to begin with an invocation. I'll ask the Vice Mayor to lead us in that, and following that, he'll also lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So if we'll please stand.
Heavenly Father, we come to you in prayer tonight, thanking you for this day and for this great opportunity that we have. We know that we are truly a blessed nation, a blessed country, and we have blessings that are far beyond what other nations have. We ask that you be with those who are primarily responsible for protecting our freedoms, the firemen, policemen, soldiers, their families. We also ask that you be with each of us as aldermen. Decisions that we make, give us spiritual wisdom and guidance. In Christ's name we pray. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The next item on the agenda is an opportunity for citizens to make comments for items that are not on the agenda. Tonight, Lauren Lexa wants to make a comment. I'll give you 2 minutes, Ms. Lexa.
Okay, I'll be fast. Lauren Lexa, 2201 Skylark Court, Boyd Mill Estates subdivision. I apologize in that I sent y'all an email early this morning saying I was coming and it didn't go through, which I didn't realize till after lunch. So I have the email to read, and I'll go quick, and then I also have email chains between me and two people on the city staff. This is not at all a criticism of staff. I don't know that this is anything that the board can get involved with, but I wanted to let you know about it. I'm here to request the removal of the roundabout at the intersection of Twin Oaks Drive and Birchwood Circle in the Boyd Mill Estates and Twin Oaks subdivision. Twin Oaks Drive, the entrance to both subdivisions, is a pine tree line median between Jim Warren Park and the soccer complex. Close to the end of the median is the intersection with Birchwood Circle and the side of the roundabout. Birchwood and Twin Oaks both have hills at that junction, and the junction is the highest point. When I bought my house in 1998, there was a stop sign at Birchwood Circle. In 2008, the homeowners at the corner of Birchwood and Twin Oaks in the Twin Oaks subdivision complained about speeding. The city tried several remedies. The police ran radar, then the city installed metal speed bumps on Twin Oaks along the median. The homeowners did not like the speed bumps due to the noise, so the city removed them. Then the city built the roundabout. It's been redesigned at least twice, repaired numerous times, and is still very problematic. Because of the terrain, sight distance is limited because of the roundabout and landscaping. And because of the road alignment, large vehicles like school buses have difficulty maneuvering around it and have changed their routes to avoid making the circle. You can see tire marks on the curbing on Twin Oaks Drive, and usually there are ruts in the median on the other side from cars that failed to navigate the roundabout, the median where the city just planted some new trees. Almost every time I see traffic going into Twin Oaks subdivision, the drivers cut diagonally across the intersection to avoid going around the roundabout. Drivers exiting Twin Oaks do not pause to see if there's oncoming traffic from Boyd Mill residents. Sunday, the carrier for the Tennessean went diagonally exiting Birchwood onto Twin Oaks at a high rate of speed and almost hit me as I was approaching the roundabout. It doesn't work to calm traffic, it's not safe, and it should not continue to be a financial drain on the city to repair or redesign it. In February, I sent an email to city staff with photos attached after someone drove through the roundabout, destroying part of the curbing and the landscaping. I asked if the roundabout could be removed and a stop sign installed on Birchwood or the intersection turned into a three-way stop. Adam Mosier and Carl Bogman have been professional in answering my emails, but I have repeatedly been told that the city has invested a lot of money on the roundabout at the request of a citizen, that it is difficult for the city to change a decision made at a citizen's request, and that the roundabout is being studied. Well, I don't know what month the roundabout was first installed in 2008 in 2008. I do know that the homeowner who complained about speeding put their home up for sale October 2008 and sold it February 2009. They had moved from the house prior to its sale. I think it was April when the most recent February damage to the roundabout was repaired with all new landscaping installed, including a multi-trunk tree. Putting a multi-trunk tree in a roundabout that already poses a
You'll
site
go ahead and
challenge.
finish up, please.
Okay.
Basically, you're asking us to remove a roundabout,
Yes, sir.
and so we'll turn that over to staff to look at.
And again, I am not criticizing the staff because they have been excellent in answering my emails. I've told them, I don't want this to be the city's priority because you got enough other things more important to do. But it doesn't make sense to me, CENTS or SENSC, to keep putting money into something that's not working.
Well, we
So-
appreciate you bringing that to
I've
us,
got
and we'll,
these are the email chains between me and Carl and Adam, so, and again, it's not a criticism, so,
we
thank you.
understand. Thank you. Now we'll go to approval of the minutes. Approval of the minutes from April the 9th, 2019, work session and Board of Mayor and Alderman, and April 23rd, work session and Board of Mayor and Alderman.
Move for approval.
Second.
Appropriate motion, second. Any discussion? Ready to vote? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. We'll now go to some recognitions with proclamations. I'm going to ask Vice Mayor if he would do those tonight.
I have 3 proclamations. One of them is Public Works Week. Mark, you want to accept this? Public Works Week, whereas public works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to sustainability and resilient communities and to the public health, high quality of life, and well-being of our citizens. And whereas these infrastructures, facilities, and services could not be provided without the dedicated effort of public works professionals that work at all levels of government and the private sector who are responsible for parks, transportation, water supply, water bodies, solid waste systems, fleets, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential for our citizens. And I'm gonna skip a couple of whereas. And whereas the efficiency of the qualified and dedicated personnel who staff public works departments is influenced by their attitude and understanding of the importance of the work they perform, therefore, I, Dr. Ken Moore, Mayor of the City of Franklin, do hereby proclaim May 19th through the 25th, 2019, as Public Works Week. Would you like to fill in some in between my whereas?
If you don't mind, I'd like to say a word or two. Picture.
We'll get Ken in the back waving.
Thank you. I'm honored to work with the professionals in Franklin's Public Works Group. We have a handful back here. If you wouldn't mind standing up, please. There's more over there. Public Works is about a third of the city's staff. They are dedicated, they are professional, they lay the foundation and backdrop for how we're able to have our citizens live their lives day to day. So I am very appreciative of them and appreciative of you all. Thank you.
Let's go to the second proclamation. It's National Preservation Month. Do we have someone here who is, all right. Whereas historic preservation is an effective tool for managing growth and sustainable development, revitalizing neighborhoods, fostering local pride, and maintaining community character without enhancing livability. And whereas historical preservation is relevant for communities across the nation, particularly Franklin, site of 7 historic districts, and for all Americans of all ages, particularly the citizens of Franklin, to preserve and support the Franklin historic districts as assets for our city, state, and nation. Whereas it is important to celebrate the role of history in our lives and the contributions made by dedicated individuals in helping to preserve the tangible aspects of the heritage that has shaped us as people. Therefore, I, Dr. Ken Moore, Mayor of the City of Franklin, do proclaim May 2019 as National Preservation Month.
May I have a word?
Yes.
Well, thank you, everybody. I'm Amanda Rose, the Preservation Planner for the City of Franklin, representing the Preservation Planning Division of the City of Franklin. And I do want to just remind everyone it is National Preservation Month, and we have our 7th annual My Historic Franklin Photo Contest going on through the 20th. Please feel free to share with all your friends. We have some excellent prizes. 2 tickets to the Pilgrimage Festival will be given to the top winning photograph, and we have a number of other sponsors, including Battle of Franklin Trust, the Masonic Hall, the Convention and Visitors Bureau, and the Heritage Foundation. So we appreciate your interest in preservation planning and this beautiful historic Franklin. Thanks so much.
The third proclamation is, whereas Memorial Day was established as a national holiday observed on the last Monday of May to ensure America's fallen heroes are never forgotten, and whereas Memorial Day is a day where citizens should gather together to acknowledge and show appreciation for those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice and their families, and whereas it is fitting and proper that on every day, and not just on Memorial Day, we should recognize not only those who gave their lives to secure our freedom, but the Gold Star family as well. And whereas Memorial Day is an opportunity to encourage citizens to remember, reflect, and recognize the enormous price paid by the fallen and the Gold Star community, not just on one day, but throughout the entire month of May. Now therefore be it resolved, I, Ken Moore, Mayor of the City of Franklin, do hereby proclaim the month of May as Memorial Month in the City of Franklin, and encourage all citizens to honor both those who gave their lives as well as the families who have sacrificed and gave back to the Gold Star community in any way that is personally meaningful. In witness hereforth, so forth.
We have Amy Cotta here.
Okay. Step forward. This is your opportunity.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Amy Cotta. I'm the proud mother of Staff Sergeant Tyler Zish, United States Marine Corps. I'm one of the very lucky moms that got to spend Mother's Day getting a text message and a phone call from my son, who's still active duty. And I also spent Saturday, the day before Mother's Day, with many, many mothers who will never have that privilege ever again, because their sons, their daughters, either lost their lives overseas, or they were one of the 22 that lose their lives to the battles that they face here at home. And on behalf of those families and the families that lost their loved ones due to training accidents, the self-infliction, medical issues directly related to service, I can tell you that this proclamation means more to them than words could ever express. And as Brenda Gerhardt, the proud mother of Lance Corporal Benjamin Gerhardt, she was going to be here today, but unfortunately they had a family emergency in Kentucky. She said to me, Amy, Benjamin deserves to be remembered more than one day a year. And by this proclamation, thank you, Mayor Moore, her heart has seen a little bit of light knowing that this proclamation was going to happen. And we are a national military nonprofit, Memories of Honor. We're based right here in downtown Franklin on First Avenue in the First Farmers Building. And in 2020, we are currently working with the ACM Awards and Dick Clark Productions into making the month of May Memorial Month, and Franklin is the first one to kick that off. So on behalf of the 1 million+ families that have lost loved ones in service to our country, and thank you for your service, Mayor. Thank you all. for remembering our fallen more than one day a year. Thank you.
Next, we're going to go to the consent agenda, and all items on the consent agenda are deemed to be non-controversial and routine in nature tonight. We're considering items 14 through 27.
I move for approval, but would like to remove item number 16.
Proper motion second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Vice Mayor, would you help me read these captions tonight?
Yes.
Save my voice. We're on item 6.
Item 6, new business, consideration of procurement award to Heritage Propane of Franklin, Tennessee, in the estimated annual amount of $2,720 for propane fuel for the propane-powered equipment for the Parks Department, $39,300 budgeted for fleet fuel in fiscal year 2019, contract number 2019-0101.
Move for approval. Second.
Appropriate motion, appropriate second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
You need a pen?
Opposed? Passes unanimously. I need to backtrack just a little bit that Mr. Stuckey has 2 reports he needs to make.
Thank you.
So apologize.
Two quick things I want to touch on, actually 3. We just talked about Memorial Month and the important proclamation we just made. I do want to recognize that tomorrow is Law Enforcement Memorial Day. We had a ceremony last week that recognized that here, but the official day for recognition nationwide is tomorrow. So I just want to take a moment to recognize that as we think of those who in the pursuit of keeping communities safe and the profession of law enforcement lost their lives. The other thing I want to note is tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., the doors open at Rolling Hills Church for our annual State of the City event, so please come on down. We hope our mayor has a voice for it. But we'll do a presentation at 7:45, but the doors open at 7. We'll have all our departments present there with their exhibits to tell you a little more about what they do and how they serve the community. So we want to invite the whole public there, and breakfast will be provided free of charge, thanks to the Breakfast Rotary group who helps us with that part of it. So our team will be there and look forward to talking a little more about where we've been and where we're going as a city. The last thing I want to highlight for you is a document that has just gone public today. It is our draft of our updated zoning ordinance. So our planning staff, along with our consultant, have been working diligently since late 2017, and we had a public process earlier this year called Planapalooza, which was a lot of fun. Invited and brought in several hundred of our citizens to give us feedback and help guide this process. We have put out today through a website called zonefranklin.com that draft, and that draft will be available for public review for the next 3 months through the summer to allow folks to look at that, and then in the middle of August we'll have a public open house discussion as well here at City Hall on August 15th. We'll promote that further, but that's at 5 in the evening. We will also have a joint board and planning commission workshop on this zoning ordinance on June 19th. So it's just been put out to the public as a complete document. We want to provide plenty of time for people to review it and give us input, and we'll be revisiting it through the summer and bringing it back for further action later in the year with the hopes of adopting it, I think, by the early part of next year. So that's where we are, and just wanted to share that with everybody.
Item 7.
Consideration of a professional service agreement with Barge Design Solutions, City of Franklin, contract number 2019-0139 for the Southeast Municipal Complex Master Plan for an amount not to exceed $998,000.
Is there a motion?
Yes, sir. Move for approval.
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Martin. Any discussion? Ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Item 8.
Consideration of interlocal agreement, City of Franklin contract number 2018-20283 between Williamson County Schools and the City of Franklin, Tennessee for the Henpeck Lane Sanitary Sewer Project.
Move for approval.
Appropriate motion.
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Berger. Any discussion?
I just have a couple of questions from
Alderman Bransford.
citizens regarding property owners in that area, talking about what kind of disruption as far as trees in that area with this process of, I'm on the right one, yeah. Okay. When they install the sewage line.
Why don't we have Paul address that?
Yeah.
This is trees
from
Henpeck Lane?
The property near that, yeah, I just have a couple of photos of one of the families there that was concerned about Miss Gibson's property there.
Yeah,
How much- how
we
much-
settled all easement acquisitions except for one. One went through condemnation through an order of possession process. During that, we identified the trees that would need to be removed and the trees that we would stay. Ultimately, if it's in the sewer easement, they were told that that easement gets cleared and grubbed because of the sanitary sewer line, and they were compensated for that. Outside of that, we have temporary construction easements, and it's strictly limited to limited tree removal as absolutely needed and as determined by our water department inspectors on site and will be agreed upon. Now, I can't speak about Ms. Gibson's tree, but I do know there was one or two trees there that were very specifically requested to be saved, and we're gonna absolutely do that. But in the permanent easement, it's a clear and grub job. In temporary construction, it's limited as needed.
And the creek there, it will go underneath or over? Or
There's about 8 crossings of the stream through there. Ultimately, we decided that, talking with our water department, that we wanted our contractor to do it to make sure we disrupt that stream one time and it's done right, and that we don't have multiple plumbers coming in there to disrupt it long-term, and that the sewer infrastructure went in correctly from day one. And actually, we had about 8 property owners dedicate easement at no cost to the city, asking us to put those in. So every property owner's been settled with, and they understand exactly the easements that have been put in place.
It's not gonna disrupt the aesthetic of the creek, the aesthetic,
There will be
It will
some
be-
clearing where the sewer services cross, but in general, we're trying to avoid disruption of that stream as much as physically and humanly possible.
Okay, thank you.
Ready to vote? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes unanimously. Item number 9.
Consideration of Resolution 2019-48, a resolution to award the construction contract for the Henpeck Lane Interceptor Sewer Project to civil constructors in the amount of $2,953,238 and to establish a project contingency in the amount of $250,000.
Is there a motion?
So move.
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Blanton. Any discussion? Ready to vote? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes unanimously. Item 10.
Item 10 is a consideration of Resolution 2019-36, a resolution providing a policy for the reimbursement of road impact and parkland impact fees paid by the Franklin Housing Authority and the offset of future road impact and parkland fees, impact fees for the construction of housing for low-income families by the Franklin Housing Authority.
Mr. Mayor, if I could, I'd like to address this a little bit, because we have, from what you saw at work session, we have added some language to make this a little broader from a policy standpoint. If you look at it, it does provide for the reimbursement of the specific road impact and parkland fees associated with the Chickasaw development, but it also broadens that language in terms of properties that might be in the low-income tax credit program and have prices or be impactful in terms of providing housing for folks that meet that threshold in terms of 80% of the median income for the region. So this gives you some broader policy guidance related to how you might provide this sort of offset or reimbursement, but does also provide for the specific reimbursement related to the Chickasaw project by Franklin Housing Authority. I have Tom Marsh, our Building Neighborhood Services Director, our City Attorney, Shauna Billingsley have both worked on this too, so if there's anything else you all want to add to that, but just trying to summarize the changes from what we talked about when we initially brought it to work session, which was more specific around the Chickasaw project.
Move for approval.
So this broadens it.
Appropriate motion,
Yes.
seconded by Alderman Bransford. It's open for discussion.
I just wanted to say, it does say in this, the offset of future road impact fees, and so that broadened it to make it,
Yeah.
not just
In
involved with
this
the
specific
Chickasaw.
case, they've paid them, they would be reimbursed for
Right,
them.
right.
And for the case of Chickasaw project.
And the Franklin Housing Authority, is actually appointed by the mayor, and so it's set up as a state.
Quasi-governmental.
That's right, that's right.
Vice Mayor Barnhill.
The only thing that the only comment that I would say to this is that I'm a little disappointed, not because I was sitting ready to vote on the appropriation for the Franklin Housing Authority, but we've thrown a pretty significant addition into this right here in future projects and construction, low-income families and so forth. What we discussed at workshop probably should have been what's on this right here. Now, I'm gonna vote for this. I'm gonna support it simply because I made the comment the last time that we did a roundabout to get to the Franklin Housing Authority. We went through the Franklin Housing Commission, and I wasn't overly enthused about that because I thought it was two separate items. And we were looking, and I was looking to provide for the Franklin Housing Authority. That's what I was looking to provide for, okay? What we've got here is probably something that really should have been discussed rather than just laid up here on the table tonight for us to vote on. I'm ready to vote on the Franklin Housing Authority appropriation. I was ready to vote on it 2 months ago, 6 months ago, whenever it came up. But I'm not sure, I don't particularly care for the additional language which broadens something that I had narrowly focused down, and that was one appropriation. Shauna, do you want to address what I've just got through saying?
Sure. As we were thinking through this, if you approve an appropriation like this without a policy backing it up, it's going to open the door for all kinds of one-off requests going forward. And as we thought about it as a group, it made more sense to create a policy so it doesn't look like you're being arbitrary or picking one group over another or one project over another. Creating a policy gives you a framework to work under rather than getting request after request for anything that might be low-income housing, or you're just gonna have to decide project by project, and rather than do it as a policy.
And on a much lower scale, we do that in appropriations now. We do that in the budget process, in appropriations now. We visit each individual appropriation, we visit each individual request on a much lower scale. Look, I'm not gonna drag this out, I'm gonna vote for it, but I don't think that that's necessarily the way that this should have been handled. And I don't think that this necessarily makes it a policy change that somebody else can't come in and ask for. We're dealing one-on-one with this particular policy, this particular group, this particular organization, and that's what we've discussed all along, the whole way.
But the difference with some of your appropriations is that you don't really waive fees like these, like the impact fees and the road impact fees, or the parkland impact fees. Yeah, so I think that's a little bit of the difference between the two.
Might be a little stretch.
In all of those cases, though, even with the appropriations, we do a agreement that goes with it that establishes the public purpose and kind of the policy rationale why you've put public dollars towards it. So I think I see this as being similar, you're sort of describing
You could even be similar to this.
a policy justification for it. But obviously, this is not intended to lock you into an entitlement with any other projects, but it
Okay.
does provide a broader policy rationale for why you're doing it in this case.
Alderman
May I ask
Berger.
if it is specifically, though, for the Franklin Housing Authority?
What'd you
No,
say,
and
Ann? I'm
It
sorry.
is specifically, though, a connection to the Franklin Housing
That's,
Authority.
that was gonna be my question, too.
That's
that
what it says.
It is, which is an arm, entity established by the city.
Right, and if you remember, you did something similar with the schools and with the county on how, you don't waive fees, but you talk about how when they come in as a project, what kind of fees they will pay and which ones they won't. So this is sort of similar to that as well.
And since this is a established entity through the authority of the city, we created the Franklin Housing Authority.
It's the state, it's also
Yeah, through the state.
It's
through
got
the state.
State
State.
authority too.
Yes,
It's not just a
state
city
authority as
creation.
well.
Yeah.
Yes, all right. Thank you.
Any other comments or questions? You ready to vote?
Yeah.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Item 11.
Consideration of the appointment of Mary Pierce to the Civil War Historical Commission as the representative from Franklin Charge.
Move for approval.
Second.
Second by Alderman Martin. Any discussion?
Yeah, I have a question. I looked at this and I'm just curious. I have no problem with it. It says, appointment to the Civil War Historic Commission as the representative of Franklin Charge. Why are we doing this to the city? Because the Franklin Charge is entity.
You have designated representatives on the Historic Civil
We
War
do, but it's being,
Commission, and that's one of them?
it's being appointed as a representative of Franklin Charge. So wouldn't Franklin Charge seat that person, not us?
The mayor identifies people that fill those slots.
It just seems.
This is
As a
very
representative.
similar to the Housing Commission, where we have certain designated representatives from certain organizations, and we generally accept their recommendation
All right.
for those people,
Okay.
just like we're accepting Franklin
Oh,
Charges.
So it's, yeah, basically an exception. of-
It's the
Yeah.
mechanism.
I just saw that wording
Yeah.
and I thought, I have to ask about that. I
Yeah.
had no problem with it, but, all right, thank you.
Ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Item 12.
Consideration of appointment of Matt LaHiff, Marriott Hotels to Convention Visitors Bureau Board, CVB, through December the 31st, 2020, replacing Ryan Smith, Drury Hotels.
Move for, go ahead. Second.
Seconded by Alderman Berger. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Item 13.
Consideration of reappointments of Mayor Ken Moore and City Administrator Eric Stuckey to Convention Visitors Bureau Board through December the 31st, 2021.
Move for approval.
We appreciate it.
More
One
work.
more
Want us to leave the
More
room
work,
for the
more
vote?
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye, just another meeting.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Item 16. That was the one Alderman.
Okay, consideration of ordinance 2019-05, an ordinance to rezone 4.82 acres from light industrial district and neighborhood commercial to general commercial district for the property located at the northwest quadrant of Downs Boulevard and Columbia Avenue, 1504, 1536, and 1540 Columbia Avenue, establishing a public hearing for June the 11th, 2019.
Move for approval.
Second.
Appropriate motion, second by the Vice Mayor. Open for discussion. Alderman Blanton.
I just need to recuse myself from this item. That's
So
why I pulled it back up.
recognized. Any other discussion? You ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We have passes 6 to 1 recusal. Is there a do we have a,
No.
that's good. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Who made the second? Anybody?
Second.
Second,
I'll
the
second.
Vice Mayor. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
See you in the morning. Bright.